Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills. Today is Monday the 6th. We had crop conditions out at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, but before we get into that, let's turn over the grain hedge trading platform and see where we closed off the day. Corn trading down to 0.5 cents, soybeans down 7.5, and wheat in Chicago trading down 9 cents on the day. Let's take a quick look here. First of all, we had export inspections out. Let's just cover that. You can see that corn came out actually beating analyst expectations with 1 million metric tons inspected for export this week. That's very positive. Analysts were expecting somewhere between 700 to 850,000 metric tons. You can see here for soybeans and for wheat, both coming in within analyst expectations. Nothing disappointing, but certainly nothing exceptional here in this week's export inspections, except for corn, which seemed to do very, very well here and helped kind of improve corn. Corn was able to hang in there relative to wheat today, which sold off pretty sharply due to weather. Now, let's talk a little bit about crop conditions report. This came out after the market closed, so it's very important to keep that under consideration. This will most likely be traded in the overnight session, but you'll notice that analyst expectations really, we came in within analyst expectations. You'll notice that we were 44% good to excellent on our winter wheat crop conditions ratings. This is the first crop conditions ratings here from the USDA. Up until this time, we have been following state reports. Typically, most of these states come out on a month-to-month crop conditions state level basis. This is a national average here. So what you're seeing is a crop rated good to excellent of 44%. Last year we were at 35%, so we are doing significantly better than last year, but the drought in the plains is definitely making it something where we're paying very close attention. The amount of dryness here in the plains is causing a lot of wheat to be stressed early on during this development. Let's take a look at the weather here. You'll notice that we do have a warmer trend throughout much of the U.S. Eastern and southern part of the U.S. in particular continues to be warm throughout this week. We do get some precipitation into the southern plains later on towards Saturday, so that's going to be very positive, but you'll notice up there when you look at that large map to the right, precipitation versus normal, you'll see that panhandle of Texas, you'll see the western part of Oklahoma, Kansas, that area continues to be dry. And when you compare that to the U.S. Drought Monitor, this was last updated here, it was last updated on Thursday. You'll notice that it continues to be very dry in this area. This was last updated April 2nd. You'll notice that that panhandle, western Oklahoma, is very dry, and actually that drought continues up through Kansas. You'll see the eastern part of Colorado, and then you have some areas where it's moderate drought up in Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Minnesota. So there is dryness in that strip north and south right there, and that's something that hopefully will be alleviated here a little bit next week, but it certainly will not reverse this overall trend. We're going to need to see more moisture here to remove the drought that's on this map. Let's talk a little bit about the chart. This is a daily May soybean chart. I wanted to talk a little bit about this because what I think is happening here is a little bit of a consolidation. I don't necessarily think we're just going to cut back over to the lows. Based on the trade reaction from the planting, the planting intentions report, it seemed as though we were going up to retest that 990. We got up there around the 50-day moving average, around that previous high, found some resistance up there. We haven't had motivated selling over the last couple of days. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow or the following day we get up around that 986, 990 area and retest it. If we retest it, I wouldn't be surprised if we move higher here and then test that $10 price level. We'll have to see if that actually comes to fruition here, but I do think if we get up toward that 990, if we get through that, we may impulse higher here, as it is an area that we've touched on twice now, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are some buy stops for short positions up around that area. We'll have to see how that pans out later on in the week. We'll talk a little bit about wheat. The wheat chart here, You know, we had some selling. We have that moving average, 100-day moving average up there. That's going to be some overhead resistance that we're going to have to work through in the near term. The dryness in the southern plains is the main concern. Unfortunately, today we just had kind of a combination of things that really kind of pushed the wheat market a little bit lower. First of all, we had some additional rains in the forecast. That's very good for wheat farmers out there. It by no means ends this drought, but it does cause some of these people getting long at this price level to rethink their position. And we also had Russia and Ukraine receiving good amounts of precipitation there, so they're getting the moisture that they need for their winter wheat crop, and that puts a little bit of strain here on the U.S. prices. Other than that, guys, that wraps up today's show. If you have any questions about what I'm talking about or how this, what this means to your marketing plan, give us a call. The number is 877-472-4607. And remember, if you haven't done so already, take a demo of the Grain Hedge trading platform. I think you're going to like it when you're out in the planter, being able to take a look at where the market's trading live. It's direct market access. You can place trades from your phone. See what it's like to have that sort of power here away from your office. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here on Tuesday.